Hello and welcome back to Tools for Sparks, where today we have a very exciting review for you of these 3 Ferret Wi-Fi inspection cameras. Now, if you've watched this channel before, you will know that we have reviewed one of these before, but this is the new range, the brand new range, which has not 1 but 3 products that have slightly different features, and I'm going to talk you through all 3, what the different features are between the 3 different levels, shall we say, because you've got the Plus, the Pro and the Lite, and which one I would go for if I was making a buying decision for you. So all that coming up in today's Tools for Sparks video, but first, hit the thumbs up button, it really helps our channel to grow. Subscribe if you haven't done so already. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any future videos, and let's get into it. So what is the difference between these 3? Well, actually, what are they first? Let's talk about that, because if you haven't watched our channel before, or you haven't seen my other channel, Artisan Electrics, where we show the daily life of an electrician actually using these, you probably think, what the heck is a ferret? Well, it's not a small fluffy animal that crawls up your trouser leg. It is an inspection camera that can help you get out of sticky situations at work, where basically, you know that thing where you're at work and you're like, oh, I really need to see what's behind this wall or above this ceiling, or, you know, down this drain or under these floorboards, whatever it might be. As electricians, we come across situations where the only way to move forward is to be able to see what is in that concealed area that you can't get your head in, but you can get a camera in, and that's what these really come into their own. So they're basically inspection cameras that you can connect to your mobile device, whether it be your mobile phone or your iPad, tablet, whatever it might be, and you can see what is going on in these concealed spaces. All 3 of these have the same basic feature, which is a wireless inspection camera, but there are different levels here. So you've got the Lite, which is sort of the basic version, similar to probably what we've been working with for quite a while, where it's got a built-in Wi-Fi hotspot, it's got a wireless range of up to about 15 meters, it's got an inbuilt rechargeable battery, so no faffing around changing AA batteries and stuff like that. It's IP rated, waterproof, dustproof, 720p HD streaming, adjustable bright white LEDs, so it will light up the way and you can see what you're looking at. It's got a digital zoom as well, and this new feature, which I really like about these, which our previous ones didn't have, is the always up viewing mode, where it can basically tell which way it is, and so it won't like go upside down without you realizing and you get all confused, which has happened before in our previous versions. So it can save you time and money when it comes to visual inspections, cable inspections, maintenance, repair work, all that kind of stuff. And this is not just a camera, but it's a kit. So you've got the carrying case, you've got the actual wireless inspection camera, you've got some little hook thingies and a gooseneck adapter. You've got these different thread adapters as well, but we'll talk about that in a sec. So that is the Lite, which is already, wow, it's packed with features, right? So what about the Pro then? What extra do you get with the Pro? Well, with the Pro, you have a variable focal lens, so the lens is leveled up basically, which means that you can focus on different things all in the app. So essentially you can tap on the screen and you can focus in different things, and it's got super fast charge. So if you run out of battery and you need to charge up quickly, well, this one has that benefit as well as all the other features that we've already mentioned. So that's the Pro. What about the Plus? Well, the Plus has all of those features, plus a few extra little things. It's got built-in onboard memory. So the others, they will just record onto your mobile device, but this will actually record onto itself as well to a built-in memory chip. It's got the app-controlled variable focus lens as well, like the Pro. It's got the super fast charge, but it's got one other interesting feature, and that is a non-contact voltage detector, which is basically like the equivalent of a volt stick. Now, as electricians, some people love volt sticks and some people hate them because they're not an approved voltage testing device, but they are a useful way to find out whether a cable is live or not. And that just gives an added feature to this where, you know, if you're looking for that live cable that's up in the ceiling that you may be trying to connect a junction box to later or something, well, you can move the camera next to it and actually see whether it's live or not. And potentially that means you could turn the circuit breaker on or off as well and see if the cable that's coming live is the one that you're turning on and off at the circuit breaker. So I don't think it's a bad idea, this. I think it's quite clever. As with the other kits, you've got the various adapters and stuff as well, but this has got a hook with it and a right angle adapter, so that's slightly extra. And this one, what does this one have? Yeah, this has got the hook and the right angle adapter as well. So all the kits have some adapters, but actually the Pro and the Plus have a few extra little bits. Let's get these unboxed, see what's actually inside, and then we're going to pair them up to the phone, see how easy that is or how complicated, see what the quality of the video is like, and just give you a full run through. And as always guys, links to all of these products are in the description of the video, so you can find out where you can get one for yourself. So let's start with the Lite. So price wise, just so you know, this one is retailing on the Ferret website at £99 plus VAT. Of course, prices are subject to go up over time, but that's the price at the time of this video. And it comes in this nice handy little case which is going to protect it and stop it from getting damaged in the back of your van. The case has got a nice little slot for your gooseneck adapter. So the gooseneck, it is what it says basically. It's a nice flexible solid metal adapter. And then you get your camera. Oh, and this is new, and I like this, by the way, I forgot to mention this. The thread is now in the middle of this. So it's nice and streamlined so that you can power it through into whatever you need to inspect without it getting caught on anything. So that's quite a nice feature too. And then you've got this locking mechanism thingy, which enables you to fit one of these on. So you can fit that on, that's got a magnet, and then this goes in there like that, clicks in, and that just locks it and stops it from coming off. So it's a very nice, easy and clever design. This one's probably the most useful, I would say. It's a hook. So you can just pop the hook on there, again lock it in place with this little mechanism. There's no way that's coming off, and it's a nice sturdy plastic hook which then you can use to hook various cables. So quite a useful little piece of kit that, really. And I do like this locking mechanism. I think that's very cleverly designed. What else is in the box? Oh, so we've got a sticker for our sticker wall. We do like stickers, so that can go on our sticker wall, which is nice. We've got all these little fittings here. Okay, so these, by the looks of it, yeah, okay, so these are basically designed to enable you to fit it onto pretty much any different rod set, because you've got all these different size threads. You might want to screw this onto a CK rod set or a Runpotec rod set, for example, and if you want to do that, you've got all the various adapters to fit the various threads of the different types of cable rods that you might have. So these will fit on whichever set of rods you personally have, which is quite a nice little touch. And these are properly nice engineered brass kind of fittings, so they're going to last a long time. In here you've just got a little charging cable, which is, I think, USB-C, which I do like because it's less likely to break. The previous ones were the old tiny little micro USB, and to be honest, they used to always break. So this is an upgrade in design, which I do like. And I suppose that's a question we need to talk about, is how do you actually charge this thing up? So if we unscrew the little cap at the bottom, there is our USB-C socket, and we simply plug in to that and then just plug it into any USB power socket to charge it up, which is great, nice and easy. The other thing is on the back here, is the power button. So to actually turn it on, you've got to flick that, and then it powers on, and you can see that's lit up, and I'm ready to pair that now with my app. So that's good. Now we've got some other things in here briefly to talk about. Spare little O-rings. As we said, this is IP rated, and that means that the actual seal here is important to maintain the IP rating of the whole thing, to make sure it's actually waterproof. So if these little O-rings, these little rubber grommet seal things actually fail, you've got 2 spares to be able to replace them with, which is quite nice. Right, so we're going to quickly unbox these two, because unboxing is slightly boring, and show you what's inside. So with this one, you've got exactly the same as the other one, but you've got these extras. You've got a hook, you've got this, as well as the gooseneck thing, which is in here, and you've got this, which is described as a right angle adapter. So I believe that that is designed so that you can actually have it like that on the rod, which I will show you in a second. And this is probably so that you can screw that in. Let's have a little go. And then we screw that in like that. Yes, and then you can put your rod in that way, and you can have it like that as like a periscope. So that's quite a cool little feature too. Slightly different design with this. So obviously the rod attachment is on the side rather than in the center. So some perks to that and some disadvantages. As I mentioned earlier, it's not quite as streamlined as the Lite, which is obviously more like a bullet. This one, you've got the potential for this to get stuck like that, but you know, we never really had any issues with that before, so not really going to particularly complain about that. Obviously the nice thing about this is you can screw the hook into the front, so you can obviously have those front attachments, which, you know, is quite useful to be able to do and hook onto stuff. And in general, this is just a slightly better build quality. So you've got the aluminium casing rather than the plastic. And if we unscrew the base here, exactly the same setup, USB-C with a little power switch. Very similar design, power switch at the bottom and LED lights in the front, etc. But it's got the voltage indicator, which does definitely add, you know, an additional feature that the Pro doesn't have. So this is the Plus. Let's get the Pro unboxed. So this is the Pro. Let's get it open. So this is the one that's probably most similar to the ones that we've been using for, well, probably a couple of years now. I've had one of these myself, and it's the sort of mid-range now, basically. Exactly the same stuff in the box as the Plus, but with the advantage with the Plus is that it's got the voltage indicator. This has basically got everything else apart from that. So if we undo the bottom, turn it on, we have a light. Let's pair it up. Yes, there we go. Instantly it's connected, which is fantastic. So one of the highlight features that I wanted to show you on this is the focus. So if we tap, if we do this, you can put it on manual focus or autofocus. So if I click record, we're recording in the app as well now. So we're recording video. If I want to focus on something that's closer, in theory, I can just tap. Oh, it's on autofocus, that's why. Okay, so if we put it on manual focus now, we should be able to just, yeah, we can change the focus like that, which is quite clever, really. I don't know how much we would actually use that, to be honest, but I suppose if you want to take accurate pictures, for example, then that could be quite a good little feature. So you could, you know, oh, that's a bit blurred. Let's manually focus. And it's probably slightly too close, but yeah, there you go. See, so you can focus on the case or you can focus on the actual thing, which is pretty cool. And then you've got the light, which you can obviously turn on or off using this little tap button. And then you've got your photo gallery, so you can actually see the photos that you've taken. You've got video mode, which we are currently recording, so I can show you exactly what the, you know, what the kind of quality looks like. If I put it back onto autofocus, there we go. We tap and we got nice focus on here. And then the always up mode. Let's just talk about that for a second. Settings, display mode, always up. Here we go. Right, so we can put it on always up round or always up full screen. If we do always up full screen, click save, what it's going to do, see that? That's quite clever. So it means that even though the field of view is slightly different, you've always got a level view. So even if you twist it and you're like, you have no idea which way is up, well, you do now because of the way it's recording. And then if I want to change that so that it's always up round, I can do that, save, and it does it this way, and it's a bit more stable. So we can just rotate that. Very, very clever. Very, very, very clever. So that's a cool little feature. And then you can choose where you store your data. So you can store it on both the you can't do that with this one, obviously. With the Plus you can. The Plus has got its own onboard memory. That was the one thing that I forgot to say about the Plus, was that it's got its own onboard memory. This one doesn't. So this is only going to store on your phone when you're recording. And then the non-voltage contact voltage detector obviously only applies to the Plus as well. You can choose your resolution between 720 or 360p. So those are all your kind of settings. And if you want to, you can just take a picture. So I can just take a cheesy picture of myself. There we go. Where am I? Here I am. There we go. I'm taking a cheesy picture of myself. And if I look in the gallery, so you've got to click on these little icons. So you can click on pictures, and there you can see my cheesy little picture that I took, which is, it's pretty cool actually. And then you can see the other picture that I took. And then if you go back and you click on video, you can see the video that I took, and you can actually speed through it and just see, like, okay, you can pause there. Oh yeah, that's the cable we were looking for. Fantastic. Overall, a very, very useful tool in certain situations. It's one of those things that you're probably not going to use it every day, but when you need it, you really need it. And these Ferret Wi-Fi cameras have got us out of trouble many a time in just trying to find certain cables above ceilings, or trying to find a route, where you can fish cables through. If you put this on the end of your rods, you can even use them to hook a cable and pull it through, because you can see where the hook is and you can exactly grab onto that cable and pull the cable through that you want to grab. It's one of those things that really gets you out of trouble in certain situations, where without this you would just be completely stuck and you'd end up having to cut loads of holes in ceilings or do damage to the fabric of the building, lift up floorboards, whatever it might be. So my honest review of this is a great little tool. I have genuinely used this for quite a long time, and although you're not going to use it every day, it's one to have in the van. It's one of those things that you've got it there when you need it. It will pay for itself many times over by the amount of grief that it saves you in certain situations. Right, so let's have a look at all three of these side by side and just do a quick overview. So the question is, which of these would I spend my hard-earned cash on? I think, to be brutally honest, it's going to be the middle one, the Pro. Although the Plus has a couple of extra nice little features, they're not really game changers for me. The voltage indicator, I don't know how often I would really use that. The onboard memory, not really a deal breaker either for me. Maybe in certain situations it might be for you. But this one is the all-round best competitor in my opinion. It's got everything that you need in it. It's super high quality, and it's going to be reliable and last you a decent amount of time. I think that the Lite is good in certain situations if you want a budget kind of camera, but I would vouch to pay slightly more and go for the Pro. So how much of your hard-earned cash will these set you back? Well, the Ferret Lite is £99, the Pro is £149, the Plus is £179. So a little bit more of a jump between these two, but I'd say it's worth that extra 49 or 50 quid just to get those extra features that you have with the Pro. For an extra 30 quid you can get the Plus if those features are of benefit to you. But to be honest, all three of these I think offer really good value for money for what you get. They are high quality cameras with that recording feature that you can look back. You could share those files with customers to show them exactly what you found during your inspections, and these things will pay for themselves over and over again within a very short amount of time. So I hope this video has been a benefit to you. If it has, it really helps if you could just hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't done so already, and if you did like this video and you think, hey, my mate Joe will really enjoy this, share it out with somebody who you know. It really helps for our channel to grow. But either way, thank you so much for watching and have a great day.